Everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make a smoothie, but I'm also going to show you how this simple cooking task actually depends heavily on the psychology of concepts and categories. As we go through each step, I'll point out how your brain uses concepts to communicate, to generalize from past experiences, and to make everyday decisions. So let's start with the smoothie itself, and then we'll connect everything back to material we have learned in our cognitive psychology class. To begin, let's walk through the basic steps of making a smoothie. So first, we choose ingredients. I've got strawberries, a banana, milk, and an optional add-in, in this case, yogurt. You probably recognize all of these as smoothie ingredients. This comes from your mental concept of what belongs in a smoothie. Things that blend well, taste good together, and help create the right texture. Next, I'll prep everything. Peeling the banana and putting it into the blender. Adding in some strawberries. Adding a few scoops of yogurt. And adding in some liquid, which in my case is milk. Next, I'm going to put the lid onto the blender, attach the blender to the stand, turn the blender on, and blend the smoothie. Now that the smoothie is blended, I'm going to pour it into a cup. And here's the final smoothie. Simple enough, but behind each of these steps, your brain was quietly using concepts. Now, let's connect what I just did to psychology. Every part of making this smoothie depended on concepts, even if we don't usually notice it. First, concepts make communication possible. If I told someone, go grab smoothie ingredients, they wouldn't come back with pasta, ketchup, or raw chicken. That's because we share a concept of what counts as a smoothie ingredient. Without shared concepts, simple instructions like this would completely break down. Next, concepts help us generalize. Generalization lets you figure out new cases based on old ones. If strawberries and blueberries work in smoothies, you might generalize that mangoes or raspberries will also work. But this can go wrong. Overgeneralizing happens when you add things that don't belong, like an entire avocado pit or an orange peel. Undergeneralizing happens when you avoid great options like spinach or nuts because they don't immediately fit your mental picture. Induction helps you evaluate new ingredients by noticing their features, like whether they're soft, sweet, blendable, or watery. Last but not least, concepts also guide decisions and actions. Before I put anything in the blender, I'm using my concept of blendable and safe. I'm predicting, will this blend without breaking the machine? Will these flavors go together? And is this actually something people put in smoothies? If someone misapplies a concept, like thinking a metal spoon can stay in the blender, that's where problems happen. So even basic kitchen decisions depend on having accurate concepts. So how do we define the concept of a smoothie ingredient? The classical view says a category is defined by a strict set of necessary and sufficient features. But smoothie ingredients clearly don't work this way. Bananas, yogurt, spinach, and oat milk all count, but they don't share a strict set of necessary and sufficient features. There is no strict checklist you must meet to belong to the smoothie category. A better explanation is the family resemblance view. In the family resemblance model, items belong to a category because they share overlapping similarities, not because they meet a strict definition. Smoothie ingredients typically share characteristics like being soft, blendable, sweet, or nutritious. Some are very typical, while others are less typical. So, when you're making a smoothie, you're not just cooking, you're using cognitive psychology. Thanks for watching and enjoy your smoothie.